Welcome to Lagos, the State of Excellence. My name is M.I. Abaga, and I will be moderating His Excellency Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN's first ever Google Hangout on the 27th of September 2013 at 6 p.m., where he will be discussing energy conservation and awareness. To join the conversation, all you have to do is sign up to Google+, follow the Governor's Google+ page, RSVP to Hangout, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Good evening, Lagos State. I am so excited to be here moderating the first ever historic event. Our governor is hosting a Google+ chat to discuss power and energy conservation in Lagos State. My name is M.I. I'm going to be your moderator through this event. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, M.I. Thank you very much for what you do, for being our ambassador for energy awareness.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm honored to be here and to be with you. I want to appreciate, first of all the YouTube viewers watching from across the world, those in Lagos especially. You guys are welcome. We also have 5 very amazing groups of people here with us as part of the Google chat, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves one by one. But we are going to start from the youngest group, and that is the group of our Power Kids and our Power Kings. So you guys, please go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Good evening, sir. We are the Power Kids from Iju Junior Grammar School.
Good evening, kids. How are you all doing today? I'm very proud of you.
Good evening, sir. My name is Imeji Lawalare. I'm a 500 level student of Computer Science, University of Lagos. And I'm joined here today by my fellow university students. We have Khadija from Lagos State Polytechnic. We have Fatima from Yaba College of Technology. We have Tunde from Lagos State College of Medicine. And we have Larry from University of Lagos.
And whose name did I miss? Thank you all for being part of this great show to increase energy awareness, conservation, and saving of money.
Who's next? Sheni? Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Mike. Good evening, sir. I'm Sheni Fidan. I'm currently a second-year student at Harvard.
Thank you for joining the show, Sheni. Good to have you, and I'm sure we will have very, very useful exchanges in our quest for increasing awareness about energy conservation and saving money.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and we have Mrs. Sani in the building. Mrs. Sani, can you say hi?
Eminitayo Sani from Badorekon.
And then last but not least, we have Mr. Ayo. Ayo is very active on social media. But Ayo, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Ayo Oyalowo. I am a businessman, a banker, and a married man, but very active on the social media. So I'm here as a social media influencer. Good to meet you here, sir.
Pleasure to meet you, Ayo, and thank you for participating. And I'm sure that you will have very interesting perspectives to contribute as we go on. And who wants to ask the first question?
Àwọn NEPA yẹn náà wọ́n tó máa ń gbá fún wa ó ti pọ̀ jù wọ́n ọ̀dẹ̀ fún wa níná lọ́dọ̀ náà ṣe wọ́n ní kẹ́ ìjọ tó lọ́n kẹ́ help àwọn mítà oní káàdì yẹn kẹ́ fún wa a máa ra owó sínú ẹ̀ ìṣẹ̀ tán fi á ń jà náà wa wọ́n máa gbé 30,000 40,000 wá fún wa ó yẹn dẹ̀ ti high jù lọ́dọ̀ náà ṣe ní káwọn kan bá yín kẹ́ fún wa ní mítà oní káàdì yẹn so á lè ràn wá lọ́rùn gbà yẹn.
Ok, a ti gbọ́, inú mi dùn pé ẹ tiẹ̀ bá wa dá sí ètò yìí. Ètò àti máa ṣẹ́ iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná lò torí téèyàn bá ṣẹ́ nǹkan lò tó bá ní àṣepamọ́ tó lò tí ò lo gbogbo ẹ̀ tán bíi tàgbẹ̀ ọkàn mi ni ó máa bá ń bẹ̀. Ṣé rí iná tí wọ́n fún wa lÉkòó sìn kò tó, ṣùgbọ́n nínú kò tó yẹn náà ló yẹ kí a máa bìkítà bá ti ṣe máa lo náà òun kó ba lè kárí. Ṣé ó yé wa? Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi? Nítorí náà àwọn gílóòbù tẹ́ máa ń lò nílé ẹ̀ ń láti wo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa pààrọ̀ wọn. Ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ nìyẹn, ṣùgbọ́n ká tiẹ̀ tó débẹ̀ yẹn àwọn ọ̀nà tẹ́ ń tàn tẹ́ ẹ̀ nílò ẹ máa pa wọ́n. Ṣó yé wa? Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ plug sára ògiri tẹ́ ẹ lò náà ẹ pa. Owó là ń jóná tá bá ti tanná tá a lò. Ibi tá a ti kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn kí ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yẹn kó múlẹ̀ ká mọ̀ pé tá a bá ti ń lò náà à ń láti máa ṣọ́ lò. Kò sí nǹkan tí ò ní tán. Èyí tá a bá ṣe tá a bá lòkù là máa wá bá. Ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn NEPA yẹn ó dáa náà torí tẹ́ bá ní mítà tẹ́ ń lè wọ́n iye náà tẹ́ ń lò. Mo rò pé a lè máa ṣẹ́ iná lò. Àìṣẹ́ náà lò ló ń fa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ kò síná. Kò sí bá a ti lè ṣe náà tó lóòótọ́ iná ò tó. Tó bá tún wá tó gan téèyàn bá lò nílò tàgbẹ̀ ọkàn mi kò ní kárí. Ìjẹ́ ó yé yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn?
Ó yé mi sà.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, sir. For those of you that don't understand Yoruba, when this Hangout is put up on our YouTube page, on the governor's YouTube page, there are going to be translations of the question and the answer. And we encourage everybody, please get people involved in the conversation. We want people to talk about it. We want people to continue to know what we're discussing here, and you'll be able to see that the question and the answer in full. We're going to take it to our university students. Dimeji, if you can hear me, the floor is yours now to ask your question.
Good evening, Your Excellency. First of all, I'd like to say it is a pleasure and honor to be with you on your first ever Hangouts. My question is about the energy saving bulb. Currently, the energy saving bulb is 400 Naira. It's very expensive compared to the conventional bulbs, which are just 60 Naira. Now, me as a student, I find it more convenient to use the conventional bulbs because I spend money on food, handouts, transportation, assignment, and all these other school expenses, really. So I would like to know how your government to make the switch from the conventional to the energy saving bulb more convenient for Lagosians.
Well, it's a good question you have asked, and I understand your needs as a student and where your priorities will be. I assume perhaps that you are living either in rented accommodation as a student or in a hostel. And in that sense, maybe the responsibility really for providing the bulbs ordinarily should rest with the owner of the premises. But here is what we need to really understand. The logic of the difference between the energy saving bulb, which I agree is more expensive, and the normal bulb, the incandescent bulb that we are all used to, the yellow bulb. Now, the normal bulb that we are used to is about 6 or 7 times cheaper, about 60 Naira to 400 Naira, which is the cost of the energy saving bulb. But let's walk through the logic. You don't buy a bulb every day, and I'm sure you agree with that, but you use power every day. So I would rather buy the energy saving bulb once, which is 7 times more expensive, but save money on a daily basis because the energy saving bulb consumes 8 times less energy than the regular bulb that we are used to. So over the long period of time, the money you save on your energy consumption on a daily basis will actually pay for the cost of your energy saving bulb, which is a little more expensive, and in the long run begin to save money in your pocket. That for me is the logic. Save 8 times more every day and spend 7 times more once at a go. Do I explain the difference there to your satisfaction?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dimeji. Thank you so much, sir. Me personally, sir, I've switched almost all my bulbs. There's still a few left, but to energy saving bulbs. And we've done the calculation at my house. You save so much power. You save so much power, and it actually does translate to money in your pocket. And I encourage everybody out there that it is actually the wise thing to do to switch to energy saving bulbs. We're going to go right next to Ayo. And Ayo, the floor is yours now to ask your question.
Thank you very much, MI. Good evening, Your Excellency, once again, sir. I have a question, but I'm going to split it into two. First and foremost, it's a privilege to be here. And also, we know there have been a number of studies and reports that proves that we need to conserve energy and work on energy efficiency, as this on the long run will give a lot of gains. But aside this, how are we going about raising awareness and influencing public perception, especially in Lagos State? How are you, how is your government trying to raise enough awareness so that people will understand the gains of conserving energy? That is the main question. But the second fold is, we know there have been a lot of programs and good projects, but eventually they don't end well. They start well, then it just die off. How are we going to sustain this over a long period of time? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I think the point to make is to take off from where MI stopped. We've retrofitted the bulbs in government offices in Alausa with energy saving bulbs, and every month the savings have accumulated to about 2.8 million naira in electricity bills that we are paying less. And this is a lot of money, taxpayers' money now that we're conserving because we have done the right thing. In terms of getting this story further afield, that is the reason behind this Hangout. We will be on so many other platforms. We know that the younger generation are the most active generation, and we will be talking and communicating with them on the media platforms that they are used to: YouTube, Google+, Twitter, Facebook, and so on and so forth, as we will be communicating on the regular platforms. We have also set up a lot of information exists on the Lagos State Electricity Board website, which is www.lscb.gov.ng. There's a lot of information there. The energy calculator is there to help you calculate how much energy you need in your home, how much energy you are consuming, and so on and so forth. The Power Kids Club is another information platform to begin to teach young people very early in school about energy, increase their energy awareness. So it's a talk that is going to continue, and we will be engaging on so many different platforms. In the next few days, we will break out with the Energy Month, which is October, and part of the communication that will be coming out really is how to conserve energy. There's a lot of strategy involved. We are taking our own power demands off the national grid, doing self-generation in Alausa, on IPP on the island, powering schools, looking at solar options. So there's a lot going on that we will continue to retail and share. And during the Energy Month in October, there will be much more activity. But our website will be busy, the social media platforms will be busy, and of course, I will continue to lead the charge with all of the members of our team, the commissioner, the PAMSEC, the general manager of the electricity board, and our team. So it's going to be an ongoing discussion until the awareness trickles down. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Ayo. I just want to commend the initiative of the Lagos State government. They have been so great with pushing programs like this through. And one of the most exciting programs I think that's going on is something called the Power Kids. And every year there's kids that are brought together and they discuss energy conservation and things like that. And one child is selected every year as the Power King. We have His Royalty, the Power King, with us this evening. His name is Gideon, and the Power Kids Dev Group now, they have the question. Gideon, I hand over to you.
Good evening, sir. I went to LSCB for my Power Kids class, and I walked past the solar farm there. This solar farm supplies LSCB electricity even when there's no light. Sometimes in my school, we don't have constant electricity. Please, sir, can there be introduction of these solar farms into all schools in Lagos State?
Good evening, King Gideon, and very proud of you and what you and your colleagues do. We are already looking at how to increase the supply of power to our schools through solar power. At the moment, about 16 schools thereabout, I believe, on the island are already connected to the regular power supply on the IPP that we put together. And there's so much more that we are doing in order to increase the power supply to public schools. But at this moment, we are monitoring, we are measuring the energy demand in all the schools. We're taking data until we are able to actually measure what the energy needs of all those schools are. But I promise you, you will begin to see increasing power supply, not only to your school, but to other public schools in Lagos.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Gideon. Last but not least, we're going to take a question from somebody who lives in Boston. He's actually at Harvard, and he is very interested in coming back home, and we hope he does. And he has a question, as he's very interested in where Lagos State is headed. So, Mr. Sheney, the floor is yours, your question.
Thank you, MI. Thank you for making yourself available for us, Your Excellency. I'm very excited about Nigeria's development and particularly interested in the efforts to improve people's lives and the lives of Lagosians, and partly because I grew up in Lagos and I feel very strongly connected to the state. So I'd like to know, sir, can Lagos really build its own power generation infrastructure outside of the federal construct? Thank you.
Yes, we can and we have. If you remember the Ikorodu power plant that was built during the government of Governor Tinubu, that helped to put 270 megawatt onto the national grid, but the power was never dedicated to Lagos. But since then, we have built a 12 megawatt IPP to power our water supply at Akute. We have also built a 10 megawatt IPP on the island, which currently powers our hospitals, our courts, the State House, some schools, churches and mosques on the island, the City Hall, the Energy Learning, e-learning center, and so many public utilities. So essentially what we have done is to work within the framework of the Power Reform Act, working with the Nigeria Electricity Regulation Commission to provide our own power where we can control and domicile the power for our own use. At this moment, we have completed the dedicated power for Alausa, the seat of government, and in a few days' time during the energy month that I spoke about earlier, we will be switching on and taking off the whole of Alausa off the public power grid. Today, Lagos State currently gets only about 1,000 megawatts, but the more of the self-generated power that we produce as government and we consume, then it means that citizens, private citizens, can access what we no longer use, and in that way increase the amount of power that is available to citizens. There are two other power plants that we will complete next year. What we call the mainland power, which is going to serve the GRA, powering our hospital, LASUT, the police command, the High Court, the water works, all on Oba Akinjobi in GRA Ikeja, and of course the PIPP, which will be powering the water works in Lekki and some street lights, and as we go on, some other amenities. Perhaps it provides me an opportunity also to go back to the question that Ayo raised, the second leg of his question, which was about sustainability. For me, the key to sustainability here is that people begin to see the benefit, people begin to save money. I have become the power police and energy police in my house, the State House, where I chase everybody to switch off appliances that they don't need, apart from the safety considerations there are considerable energy savings. I notice now that we pay 40% less for power in Marina, and the power is much more regular than we used to when we were on the public power grid. So it can happen to everybody too. Conserve energy, switch off appliances that you don't need, because indeed, energy savings has a lot to do, and energy conservation has a lot to do with whether or not we get water. So utilities are never inexhaustible. It is conservation that makes them optimum in supply and in use. So I do thank all of you who have joined, and I hope that you will be ambassadors of the conservation of energy and money-saving initiative that I think will help increase the amount of energy that is available for use, the amount of water that is also available to use.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think we have time to take one question from your Google Plus page, sir. People have been coming in and dropping comments and questions, and I'm going to read one from Dare. The question is the energy conservation drive more about enlightening the populace on turning off unused appliances, that is bulbs, air conditioning, etc., or will it also be about intimating us on your roadmap to sustainable energy production and development in Lagos?
Well, first, I think that it's good that people are already dropping questions on my Google Plus page, so it means that the bug is catching on, and let's get the show on the road. But the answer to the question is that it is about both, really. It is about awareness, and it is about our roadmap, and some of them I've already shared with you. But about the IPPs that we're developing, but there's a lot more to come beyond the IPPs and the Power Kids Club that are already in place. There's a Lagos Energy Academy coming up where we will be assembling our own bulkheads for street lighting and hopefully for traffic lights and so many of the local appliances that we will be using in Lagos. All of the poles that you see for our public lighting today are now made in Lagos, designed by us, by the Electricity Board, standardized. So there's a lot of local economy and benefit there. We're not importing those poles anymore. And we're building an army of people who are becoming much more energy aware. Young people are retrofitting energy installations in the state now. They are providing consultancy service in all our public utilities, all our government buildings. It's the Electricity Board that is the sole consultant to government now in all these matters. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of employment being created, and the public lighting, the street lighting at night is already giving an economic boost to traders who are selling beyond 7 p.m. when ordinarily they would have closed. Is helping to increase security. So really and truly, answer to the question, it is both. Saving money, developing the energy roadmap, and the opportunities that lie there for employment, entrepreneurship, jobs, and business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Also, we have one more question. I think we have time for one more question. And this is from Naemeka Ugodilinwa. And the question is, what effort is the government making to build and develop state-independent power projects? I think you already touched on this, sir, but maybe you could just reiterate what you said.
Perhaps I could just reiterate them. Government is building its own power plant, and in places where we're not building, we're actually encouraging private people to build, because we now buy the power directly from them. So we've done the one, as I mentioned, in Ikorodu during Governor Tinubu's time, the Akute power plant that we did, which was the first that was done during my tenure, followed by the Lagos IPP, which was the second. We have now finished the one in Alausa, which is the third, and there are two more coming, one in Ikeja and one in Lekki, that we hope to conclude next year. And as we progress, we have done a lot of power audits across Lagos. And again, it goes back to conservation. We see that we've audited about 13,000 buildings, churches, offices, restaurants, and those type of places. And we found over 17,000 generators in 13,000 places that we have conducted audits, which meant an average of about 1 point something generators per place. Now, what it showed to us was that Lagosians are paying 4 times more by generating their own power than if they were taking power from the grid. So, in places like Magodo, for example, the whole estate was spending about 8 million naira a day on diesel, when if it was connected to the grid, it would be spending just about 2 point something million naira at 12.75 kobo per kilowatt hour. And in Lekki, we're seeing that they are spending about 12 million naira a day on their own energy, when really on the public power, they will be paying just about 3 point something million as an estate. So the message is real, there are benefits in it, and just by switching off appliances alone, you save 15% at start. Those are the numbers that are coming out to us, and it is something that is in our enlightened best interest to really engage in. We can put all of that money to other uses, reduce the level of poverty in our society, afford those other things that we ordinarily couldn't afford because we were frying the money in a manner of speaking.
Thank you so much, sir. So I'm the only person that hasn't asked the question. So my own question is very short and simple. I heard you say that you have become sort of a power police at your house. So is there any, maybe just one power tip that you could give to MI to help me conserve energy better, sir?
Well, one of the power tips that I use is that I don't keep my tap running when I'm brushing my teeth. If you waste water, you will use more energy to pump back the water than you would have required. So while you are brushing your teeth, really, the tap shouldn't be running. While you are washing your body in your bath, shut down the shower until you really need the shower. If you conserve water, you will conserve energy, and you will ultimately conserve money and save money. But for more tips about saving energy, conserving energy, and saving money, if you go to the Electricity Board website, I will repeat it, www.lseb.gov.ng, you will see a lot more tips there. And I'm sure by simple reasoning and logic, you will know really when and how to avoid waste.
So much, sir. I was wondering if you were going to say anything about football, because I heard that you are quite a footballer, sir. And I was hoping that maybe one of these days you invite me to come and play maybe some football with you, sir, and learn from the master.
If you can get up early on Sunday morning. On one condition, you promise not to dribble me. Thank you very much, MI.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. And we do not mince words to say, sir, that your government and you personally, sir, are absolutely a shining light in our government, and we're so proud of the work you and your government have done. Everybody that has worked on this team, everybody part of the Lagos State Electricity Board, to everyone in the government, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. The guys that have been part of the Google Hangout, thank you for coming. Sir, I don't know if you have any last words for us.
Thank you all very much. Pass the message on. Alaja Eshegoni Eka Bosori Eto Eba wa sọ fáwọn tó wà nílé pé kán máa ṣẹ́ná lò, iná tán bá nílò kán pa, owó ni wọ́n ń tọ́jú tán bá ti ń paná tán lò. Téèyàn bá láṣẹ àjẹṣẹ́kù àbámbẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o, Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ o.